And in this slide, as the difference we want to discuss in between the presentation layer, so you just come to the ASP.NET and the versus JSP. In case of Java, if you want to create a web page designing, and with the web page designing in the interactive, means web page can interact, means if any user are entering any informations on the web page, if it is a wrong input, then the web page give you message that it is a wrong input and you have to enter the right input, that is known as a validations. So means interactive web pages, and at the end, once user enter all the information in the pages, suppose user click on submit button, generally the web page has, then data goes to the server end, and again in the server ends the server pages is running on, and that server page take care of the client codes, client's data which is coming from the client machines, and again it will make the validations. Suppose user are entering login information like username and password, that login info username and password information is collected by the server page. Server page will check that information in the database by using certain code and check whether the username password is available in the server end or not, and if it is available, then it will give some response to the clients in the form of another HTML page, and client will see the corresponding things. So ASP active server pages, JSP Java server pages. But one of the vital features in ASP.NET is what you can use any language you are comfortable. If you are comfortable in C#, then you can create ASP.NET applications by using C#, Visual Basic, if you are comfortable VB, or any other possible language like -C and C++ or COBOL. But in case of JSP, you can only use one language. And like if you want to develop the Windows applications in .NET, you can use the fundamental of web forms, and if you want to develop web application, you can use the fundamental of web forms, because this WinForm and web form is both a GUI component, means you can develop the applications by drag and drop methodology. Suppose you want a button in your form like Windows, you simply drag the button from the particular place and put in the Windows form. Similarly, text box, and the WinForm is quite related to swing in case of Java, and waveform quite related to Java server faces in JTOE. Open source. As Java is freely available in the internet, you can log in into the www.sun.com site and you can get any versions of the Java freely. It is open, but .NET is a license component. As we know, the developer feel comfortable when some IDE is there, IDE integrated development environment. All the tools of designing are there. Like in an application, as we know, the button, radio button, text box, list box, combo box, lots of other component is also needed. If all this component is visible in the screen and the developer simply drag that component into the Windows designing form, then it will take a very less times in the developing the particular applications. So if you think about .NET development IDE, it is the best as compared to any other IDE, because quite flexible, the sizing and putting component is very easy as compared to Java related IDE. Like Java has a different IDE like WebSphere, Eclipse, Bornel and Sanjay Studio, but in all this IDE there is some issues are there. Whenever you adding the component, the resizing of the component is sometimes very difficult, and putting a component in a proper area is also a difficult thing. So now in our mind a questions may come what language we should use for developing applications. So it is not so easy answer, because it's always depend upon the different factors like a cultural, a religious and political preference. Cultural in the sense, suppose you are present in a country of Japan or China and we need a software based on Japanese script or Chinese language. So, and on that particular country and they need applications in a different platform, like they are not using Windows operating system. Naturally Java is the best choice. But if it is a European country and they are very comfortable in English language and they are all acquainted with Windows operating system, naturally your .NET can be a preferable one. Religious, sometimes what happens, a fan following of Java and .NET. Suppose if some Java hero, or we say .NET hero, suppose somebody is only want to develop application in Java, he religiously believe that Java is a best one. So at that moment that particular programmer never like to develop any software in .NET. Like similarly, political preferences. Suppose a company management has a very good rapport with the Microsoft professionals, and they indirectly force that you should develop your application in .NET. There is some political issues are there, so at that moment there may be a choice of .NET application on that scenario. So the scenario can be different in a different situation also. And suppose skill set of your developer, we have a thousands of developer, but we see that 700 developer are very comfortable in Java. So naturally we choose the applications in a Java. Customer preferences, as I already say one hints, because customer has a Linux machines and customer has a Unix machine, so we are not thinking about to develop the application in .NET. We think about to develop the application in Java. And sometimes the customer preference in other way, customer want the application should be developed in a shortest time. So naturally at that moment .NET is the better choice, because in .NET coding writing is very less as compared to in Java. And vendor relationship, vendor means suppose our company has a good rapport with the Sun Microsoft, so naturally if we have a good relationship, so we respect our vendors and developing the application in Java. So there will be a different scenario depending upon the different situations what the language will be chosen, either Java or .NET. My dear friends, any language may be there, but Java and .NET is a very powerful concepts in this computer world. So it is upon you to choose the best one, and my suggestion is you should know both of them. Thank you very much.